watching the Mystical Green Beanie.
Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and welcome to my reaction for the Justice League movie. Now, this isn't really a review so much as it is a reaction. A review is where I analyze the film and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna do that later, but here, I'm just telling you what I think about the movie. And as far as reactions go, this movie is amazing! Okay, so it's not anything revolutionary, but it's really fun. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It was great, and I mean, okay, I can see where the critics are coming from, but I don't care. Everything that's good about this movie supersedes everything that's bad about it. The characters are fun, the fight scenes are fun, seeing these characters rescue civilians is fun. Everything about this movie is just really fun, and I dug that. Okay, so I want to talk about the characters because I absolutely loved them for the most part. I had some problems, but I'll get into it. Okay, now starting off with Batman, I personally love this interpretation of Batman. He's not a god, which is something that I feel has been lost in the character. And you know, as much as I love Scott Snyder's Dark Knight's Metal, I don't need Batman to be a doorway to this Lovecraftian dark multiverse. And as much as I love Grant Morrison's run on Batman, I don't need Batman to, like, you know, travel back in time and, you know, bring about this image of the Bat and, you know, make it so that Bruce Wayne was always destined to be Batman. And for the love of God, I do not need Batman to, like, have 8 million different mech suits that he wears as contingencies for the Justice League. I don't. I want Batman to be a guy in a bat suit who beats up criminals and hangs out with the Justice League. And that's what I miss about Batman in the comics, and this movie gives that to me. And Ben Affleck. Oh my god, Ben Affleck. Dude, please don't leave. Please don't leave. I love you as Batman. You're a great Batman. I think you're probably the best live action Batman we've had. Then again, my list is weird because I still love Val Kilmer as Batman and no one else does, so I guess I'm in the minority on that one, so I might be in the minority here, but I love Ben Affleck's Batman. He's fantastic. He's really great, and I want to see him stick around as Batman because I really liked him in this movie, and I loved him in BVS as well, so he continues to be great. Then we got Wonder Woman. Ow, that actually kind of hurts. But yeah, Gal Gadot is still crushing it as Wonder Woman. I wasn't a huge fan of her in BVS. I thought she was, she's alright. But then we get the solo Wonder Woman movie, and she just completely blows it out of the water, and she owns that role, and she does the same thing here. She continues to be great, and I just love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. So, there's nothing really to add there. She's great. Next up we have Cyborg, who I am very surprised with how much I ended up liking, because I don't like Cyborg in the comics. I think he's whiny and annoying, and he's just very drab. And not to say that I don't like drab characters, but Cyborg is just really hard to read at times. And aside from this film, the only other place that I really like Cyborg is the Teen Titans animated series, and this movie does a really great job of taking the tragedy of Cyborg from the comics and blending it with the personality that he had from the Teen Titans animated series, and it just, we get a likable character. And I do find it funny that a movie did that, and the comics are still kind of struggling with that. Just saying. Next up, there's the Flash, and oh my god, I don't hate this version of the Flash, which is great, because based off the trailers, I thought he was going to be insufferable, and I thought he was going to be human cancer, but I don't hate him. And here's why I don't hate him. Okay, so this version of Barry Allen is very manic and very ADD, but there's growing room. You know, unlike Spider-Man Homecoming or Aquaman in this movie, this character isn't the character in the comics but I can see them turning into the character in the comics. So I'm really interested in seeing where Barry Allen goes in the DCEU moving forward. But speaking of Aquaman, we have Aquaman, who is nothing like Aquaman in the comics. So I'm sorry to all the Aquaman fans who wanted the Aquaman from the comics being represented in this movie, because you ain't gonna get that. Yeah, no, Aquaman in this movie is about as accurate to the character in the comics as Robert Downey Jr. is to Iron Man in the comics. So Snyder basically made a new character and slapped the Aquaman name on top of it. This is not Aquaman from the comics at all. Plus his costume's horrible. And I'm going to talk about costumes in a second, but yeah, no, this is not Aquaman. I like the character. I think he's really fun, but it's not Aquaman. And finally, we got my boy Superman, the big blue Boy Scout, and he's fantastic. Henry Cavill is by far my favorite live-action Superman. He's great. He's Superman. And, you know, spoilers for, you know, some of this, but one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Flash rescues a truckload of people, and then he looks over, and Superman just has a giant apartment building on his back, and there's people inside it, and it's just... it's Superman. And Henry Cavill just carries himself as Superman in the comics, and I love that. And it's been really great seeing Clark progress from where he was in Man of Steel to where he was in BVS to where he is in Justice League. And that's something that I want to toss out here because at the end of the day, I feel like this movie wraps up a Superman trilogy. This movie really is the finale to the Superman character arc that was built up in Man of Steel. And I really like that. And the only thing I don't like about Superman in this movie is his costume. And that leads me into talking about the costumes for this movie because, for the most part, they're pretty terrible. Batman's costume is bad. Aquaman's costume is terrible. I don't know why they didn't go with the costume from BVS that he had, where it's just the Peter David costume. Did I just slurp? That's weird. Flash's costume is... it makes me like the costume from the TV show. That is how bad the suit is. And with Superman's costume, he has these weird, like, you know, muscle definition things that just look so weird and ugly and dumb. I don't know why he has them. They look terrible. And I know that he had them in Man of Steel and BVS, but in those movies, they weren't as pronounced because there they looked like, you know, a part of the suit, and here it just looks like he looks like a big blue toy. Like, he looks like an action figure, and it looks really bad. And finally, like, the last major thing that, like, just kind of irked me was, I was not a fan of the CGI in this movie. It looks very cheesy, and, you know, I like cheesy CGI, but this looks bad cheesy. Like, you know how in BVS the CG was very cheesy, but it was a stylized kind of cheesy? This is just bad. Like, this movie needed to go, like, at least another month or two in post-production, but the CG feels very rushed, and it just looks... Don't see this movie in 3D. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't see it in 3D, because the CG is just really bad. But yeah, guys, I really like this movie. Oh wait, I forgot to talk about Steppenwolf, which isn't hard to do. Steppenwolf is very forgettable in this movie, but Steppenwolf is very forgettable in the comics, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, this movie's not really about the villain, it's more about, like, the character interactions and blah blah blah. So Steppenwolf is trash, but, like, I expected that. But yeah, guys, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this movie, and this is just a fun film. Go watch it. And I don't know what the critics are talking about, and by that I mean I do, but these are all critiques that you can level against Thor Ragnarok, and that movie has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, Just saying. But yeah, this film is really fun, and it's a Justice League movie. What can I say? What about you? Did you see the movie? Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you gotta do is subscribe. I'm the Mystical Green Beanie. Thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos, adios.